Hi guys, so I'm just on for a quick video to do a VR to my girl soul sister Jennifer Ball, her halfway there spread. I thought that was a great idea, and it's kind of nice to look back over the first half of the year and see what's going on. Ooh, look at, I cried out all my, we watched a horror movie when I first got home from work. What was it called? A Quiet Place, and it's a good horror movie, like thriller, edge of your seat kind of monster movie. I love those kind of movies, but of course there was one sad part, and I of course cried because, you know, I cry at everything. My kids bug me, I cry at McDonald's commercials, so of course I cried. Anyway, so I thought this was a great spread, and so I took a screenshot of it and printed it out, and I will put the link in the down bar there. So just a quick, you know, update on how you're doing for the year. I'm going to use my tarot deck, which doesn't really have a name, I don't think. This cute little tarot deck that I have. I just edged the deck, which I really like. Isn't that cute? Because it's a very colorful deck. It's like very minimalist, and it's a simple deck. I know I did an unboxing of it, and I just love this deck. It's just a cute little deck. So I edged it in the colors of the edges of each suit, and I think it turned out really cute. I like the rainbow look. So I think I'm just going to use that one because that's what was out today. The first question is, how have I grown? Ooh, I'm dropping cards, and dropping too many to say that that's what was supposed to come out. Because of course if one comes out, then I'm like, okay, it needed to be seen, but that was like 6. Okay, so how have I grown since the new year? And I got the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, that is a very, how have I grown since the new year? I'm going to check and see what the book says and then go from there. Because, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is a hard card to read for people. When I get it for other people, I kind of intuitively know what to say. You made your bed, now you must lie in it. Own up to your actions and responsibilities or suffer the consequences. Be true to yourself, try something new. So, yeah, but how have I grown since the new year? Traffic. I guess probably what it's saying is I have learned to deal with what is. I've tried really hard in the beginning part of this year. I can't believe that motorcycle's that loud. It's like 3 houses down the main street, and it's that loud. It's so annoying. Anyways, I have tried really hard to accept what is this year, which is not, you know, not always an easy thing, especially since, you know, all my boys have moved out and all that kind of stuff. That was a big change, to try to accept what is. But I have tried really hard to do that, and I think I'm pretty much there, or I'm getting there. So question 2 is, what has helped me accomplish my goals this year? The Page of Swords, so that sense of, you know, not necessarily thinking every step of the way, but kind of making a little bit of a, this is what I think should happen. And I kind of feel, I have to say, I do feel kind of stuck, and I have for a while now, because I know what the goal is, but I know I can't quite get there. The goal is the, you know, the metaphysical shop, where I can teach like Reiki and crystals and stuff like that, and have a shop with tarot and a pagan library in it, and that's the goal. But right now I just can't, it's not like I can afford to quit my job and get a storefront and start right out. It's just not there. I'm not there yet. So it's hard to be stuck in the waiting for something to happen. But, you know, I have some ideas and we're working on it. So number 3, what can I be proud of? It's dusk, so I should know better than to do a video outside at dusk, but I wanted to get it in. What can I be proud of? The Ace of Wands. So I totally understand that one. That is like that creative spirit of, let's go and do this. I have gotten so many new ideas of what to do with the shop when I do get it this year. That creative spirit is definitely there. It's funny, I'll have to try to tell you the story in a shortened version so this video doesn't turn out to be very long. But my mother wants me to do the flea market with her this year. And my mother and I don't get along all that wonderfully. I love my mother, but she has a selfish streak in her and has for a long time. And that is really hard. It was really hard for me to deal with when I was growing up. And so now there's a lot of resentment. And so it's hard because she kind of puts her nose in and I feel like, back the hell off, lady. So she wants me to help her with the flea market, and she just retired the end of May. And I want to help her with the flea market because I would like to do some stuff with the flea market to kind of test out what kind of products would sell if I went, you know, to get a metaphysical shop and all that. At the same time, I don't want to do all her work for her. And so I keep saying, she's like, we got to do the shop, we got to do the flea market. And I'm like, okay, good. How have you been doing? What have you done? And she, well, I have all this stuff. She has a barn full of stuff that she wants to sell or try to sell or something. And I'm like, good. So get some stuff together because I'm not doing all the work for you. And she is retired and doesn't have to work anymore and still hasn't done it. So I don't know, but I would like to. That would be a good idea to spark some of that creative energy and do the flea market and kind of, you know, set some stuff up to do at the flea market, and that will help me to figure out what I should put in the shop maybe. So that's a good thing, but I can be proud of that creative energy I've had this year. What challenge have I overcome? Your mother. The Hierophant. So the challenge of, for a while, to me, that says that I have really felt like I needed a, I don't know, a spiritual guide who knows the laws and rules of paganism better than me. And for a long time I felt like I was a new pagan, and it's been probably 10 years now. So now it's like, okay, you're not really new anymore, Jen. And I know when I really sit down and think about it that I am at the point where I teach other people, and I've always been a teacher at heart, so that's good. But I feel like I always want that mentor, and the person that I had in my life that did that, he moved to Chicago. So it's been hard to not have a person, you know, a tangible person, metaphysical person that I can hang on to in my community. Not on the online community, I have a whole bunch. But it's been hard to not have that spiritual guide person to bounce stuff off of. So that's something that maybe towards the second half of the year I need to think about. How do I want to reach out and open myself up so that the universe puts that in my life? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What theme should I focus on for the next 6 months? The moon. Look at, I'm getting 1, 2, 3 so far have been major arcana. So the moon, what to focus on? I should be focusing on the stuff that's in the shadows. So not necessarily the stuff that when I think about this metaphysical shop, my mind goes to the fun stuff, to the stuff that I like. You know, like, what am I going to have in the shop? And what can I make to put in the shop? And what courses do I think I could teach in the shop? And maybe the stuff that's in the shadows is the day-to-day operational stuff that I just don't want to think about, or I feel like I can't do it, so I push that off. And that's really the stuff, if I'm really serious about that, that's kind of the stuff that maybe I should start thinking about. How logistically could I do this in a fairly short amount of time? So that's a good thing. What unexpected surprise waits for me? Really? The Ten of Swords. Great. So when I read the Ten of Swords for other people, I always read it as, look, you know what? It's been cruddy. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but you're at the bottom and there's nowhere to go but up. But I feel like it hasn't been really cruddy, except for, I will say, probably in the last 3 or 4 months, I've been exhausted. Now, I go to the doctor's tomorrow, so maybe that will help. They'll be like, oh, duh, you're iron low, or something simple. So hopefully that's what that part of it means, is I'm at the bottom. There's nowhere to go but up. So hopefully that part will be better. It's funny, I don't think of myself as being unhealthy, but I have had like little to no energy for a couple months. So I'm glad I'm finally going to the doctor anyway to get it taken care of. Anyways, this was good to kind of check in, and I'm really glad that Jennifer did this, and I'm glad I could keep it somewhat short. Wow, 11 minutes, that's got to be a record for my talkative ass. And before I get totally and completely chewed to bits out here, I'm going to let you go for today, but I have some videos that I would like to hopefully do tomorrow. Maybe I'll get another one in today. There was a children's book that I wanted to read as part of that series I was doing to read bedtime stories that I got requested to read, so I'll try to do that either tonight or tomorrow. Blessings, guys. I hope your Monday has gone okay.